Oh, I'm shocked.
Hello, Mark the Shark, and former opiate addict Mike. Today, I'd like to pitch you Prime Hydration.
Okay.
Prime Hydration was developed to...
It was at that point that Mark Cuban realized that he was witnessing peak cringe with his very own eyes in real time. Welcome back to another video. Shout out to any new viewers, and more importantly, a massive shout out to my regulars for carrying this channel. On the latest episode of Impaulsive, Logan Paul decided to pitch his already funded drink to Kyrie Irving's daddy and billionaire shark, Mark Cuban, and it was nothing short of weird. So I'm going to show you Logan's prime pitch and Mark Cuban's surprising reaction, but what I also want to get to the bottom of is whether or not Logan Paul is actually a billionaire, because it seems to be his new identity. He claims to be a billionaire, then he claims to be working towards it, yet he can't seem to find the money to pay off his CryptoZoo victims. It's all very fishy if you ask me. So I'm going to break down who actually owns the company that owns Prime and basically explain the details behind Logan Paul's involvement, and I'll tell you what, it's actually not a very good business. But first, let's look back at something Logan Paul said a couple of months ago on Flagrant with Andy and the Toy Story boys in the lead up to his playdate with Dylan Dennis.
If he does beat you, have you thought about what you do?
Probably enjoy being a billionaire, married to a supermodel, and become WWE champion, run a podcast that's #1 in the world. Go live on a farm, smile every single day of my life, have kids, raise a family, be happy forever.
Come on, bro.
Good light down. Good light.
Come on, bro.
I know
That's
you were
fire. Beautiful.
concerned about that, but you went for it. And I thought it was the right decision.
So Logan Paul seems to be under the delusion that he's actually a billionaire, or perhaps he means that he will imminently become a billionaire. It's hard to tell, and that's part of the reason why it's so hard to take anything that guy says seriously, especially when he's turned off replies on Twitter, but that's for another video. But then let me ask you this question. If Logan Paul is the wannabe billionaire he wants us to believe he is, why is he pitching his already funded Prime drink to an actual billionaire?
All right, I got a pitch for you.
Okay, here comes the pitch.
I can't believe you had that email.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm shocked.
Hello, Mark the Shark, and former opiate addict Mike. Today, I'd like to pitch you Prime Hydration.
Okay.
Prime Hydration was developed to...
No, why would you? Well, no.
Prime Hydration was developed to fill the void where taste meets function. This is the fastest growing beverage in the world. And I'm not just saying that, that can be verified.
No, I know
the
this.
stats.
Sounds good, man. So wait, bring it over. Let me taste it. Dun, 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 dun. It's good. Yeah, it's really good. I'll drink this.
We don't need your money, Mark.
All right.
I'm not looking for an investment like a typical person pitching you.
Uh-huh.
This pitch is a little different.
All right.
I want to be the official sports drink of the Dallas Mavericks.
How much money you got?
Enough.
All right, we can figure that out.
I'm serious.
Yeah, so am I. I'll take your money.
Okay, obviously this was just publicity stunt number 250 million from Logan Paul. This guy is a walking endorsement for Prime. And you've got to admit, he's got some pretty insane deals. It's the official drink of the UFC, right next to Bud Light, but it's also banned in several countries. Never mind about that. But what I think is absolutely hilarious is the supposed origin story of Prime. For those of you who don't know, Logan Paul has pushed this probably completely made-up story that he is the creative brain behind the Prime brand. Take a look at this very carefully planned, spontaneous thought that Jake Paul had on his podcast recently.
Is it true? No. What is it? Is it true? I don't know if people know this story, and I think I have this like inkling of a thought that, and I think you told me this once, and I don't know why or if you've said it or if you're saving it for something. But is it true that you like wrote the logo on a napkin, and that's like what the actual logo is?
It wasn't a napkin. It was a piece of paper. But
My
yeah.
own brother created $1 billion company and wrote the logo on a fucking piece of paper and then used your own fucking brain to manifest this thing into the biggest influencer celebrity company of the past 2 decades.
And can't give me 20 racks.
Probably,
No, you got it. You got your 20 racks.
probably the biggest celebrity influencer company ever, actually.
You see, kids, this is what happens when you're a 12-year-old boy who's lived in a bubble his whole life and thinks that every thought in his head is an original idea. And to truly do justice to that brain fart of a story from Jake Paul, I've decided to lean on the Sewer King to better help us understand the magnitude of the stupidity that we just witnessed.
Oh my God. Okay. First of all, have you guys seen the logo of Prime? Have you seen this? Have you seen this Picasso that Jake Paul is gushing over? Let me show you. All right. This is the logo, guys. This is the work of art. Jake Paul says, "Is it true that you wrote this on a napkin?" "No, man, I wrote it on a piece of paper." That's what launched this billion-dollar brand. This beautiful artwork. Simply writing a word in the most basic block text. Watch me write this. Watch me draw this right now. In real time, dudes. Watch me create a $1 billion brand. Boom. Prime. So are we still believing that Logan Paul was the brains behind Prime? He's the reason why it's a $1 billion brand? Do you idiots out there actually understand it was a beverage company that came to him in KSI? I think they're called Congo Brands. Let's look this up.
That's my guy right there, guys, roasting these clowns like a boss. And he's 100% right. Do people really think that Logan Paul founded this company out of a twinkle in his eye and had this creative explosion that resulted in the fastest growing beverage in the world? Well, the reality is Logan's a minority shareholder in a company called Prime Hydration, which is owned by Congo Brands. Now, Congo Brands is owned by Max Clemens and Trey Steger. These are the guys who founded Prime Hydration. And do you honestly think that these two businessmen would stake their money and reputation on a block letter drawing Logan Paul did on a piece of paper? I mean, the logo is literally the word Prime. But the worst part is, Logan Paul actually thinks that he's done something original.
Here's what we do, bro. Maximize profits and cut costs.
What is the cost cut? Oh, you don't have to pay for ads. You guys are the ads.
Bingo.
It's the fucking Tesla model.
Yeah.
Elon never put an advertisement on TV once.
Bingo.
He is the marketing. So your whole marketing budget is you guys, and nobody can influence better than you guys can. So you saved the hundreds of millions. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's genius. Whoever owns Gatorade, we don't know who they are, so they can't be out there. They're not wrestling. They're not on podcasts. They're not boxing. They're not creating news. Like, as annoying as this whole thing with Dylan is, there's still Prime attached to every aspect of it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Now look, as convincing as Schultz's epiphany is, it's based on some severely flawed logic. So let's break this down. Logan Paul and KSI are believed to own 20% each in Prime Hydration, while the rest is owned by Congo Brands, like I said before. So together, those two YouTubers own around 40%, which, if you can do basic maths, is not a controlling stake. Congo Brands are the controlling majority, but I'll come back to that in a moment. Now, the way that Schultz explained it was that Logan gets to reduce the marketing bill for Prime by not paying anyone else to endorse it, but instead doing that himself as the owner. But here's what's wrong with that. Logan's job is to go around signing athletes, sporting teams, and like we said before, the UFC. That's all marketing. What on earth is Schultz talking about? Prime is no different to Gatorade in that regard. They're literally paying other celebrities and other brands to promote the Prime drink. But it gets worse than that. Remember how Logan Paul isn't the majority owner of Prime? Well, that means instead of just paying celebrities and brands to endorse Prime, which is what they do, They've also given Logan and KSI 40% of the equity in the company so they'll promote it for them as well. That is the stupidest idea ever. Why wouldn't you just pay those two to promote the brand like they do with everybody else? I seriously don't get why they think that's such a smart way to do business. Schultz just said they're saving hundreds of millions of dollars in endorsements by having Logan and KSI on board, but the reality is they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on celebrity and brand endorsements, and then on top of that, they've given away 40% of the equity in that company to a couple of YouTubers who they probably just could have paid a fee to do exactly the same thing. It's such a terrible business. I mean, compare that to Nike's deal with Michael Jordan. He gets a 5% cut or thereabouts from Air Jordan, and the brand doesn't exist without him. These Muppets are supposedly giving away 40% equity to Logan and KSI to do what they could pay somebody else to do. Now, if you thought the delusion stopped there, well, it doesn't, because it gets worse.
And we're in a pretty unique position. I don't know if it's happened before. I don't think it has, because I saw this tweet. I think I brought it up to you, but it was like when people made their first billion, a lot of these people, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Jay-Z, all these people, like, you think it's so early, and it's really not. Like,
It takes forever, dude. It takes a lifetime. Warren Buffett was what, like 50?
40 something. Yeah, I don't even know, but I don't know the actual numbers, but they'll be on the screen. But I think the only one that's on there that's like super shocking, right, is like Evan Spiegel of Snapchat.
Yeah.
And like Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook when they were like 26, 27. It'd be so crazy, bro. Like in the next 2 to 3 years, if you hit that and just like top all of them pretty much and become like the third youngest billionaire ever.
Oh man. Okay, so here's the problem with what Jake just said. Most of the billionaires on that list had controlling stakes in their respective businesses. Logan Paul owns 20% of Prime. He's not in control of the company or its direction. Congo Brands are the majority shareholders, and they're the ones making all the big decisions. Logan's just there for the ride. And look, if Prime continues to grow and completely takes over the drinks market, good luck to Logan. I'm not some eat-the-rich, anti-capitalist BLM protester. What gets me is the constant posturing and self-congratulation that comes out of Logan Paul and all his minions, who, don't forget, have all signed NDAs. But look at Red Bull, for example. It's worth around $20 billion, and that's a brand that's been around for almost 40 years and was built off the back of genius marketing and promotion, very similar to how Logan Paul is driving Prime. There's nothing new here. So does he seriously think some second-rate drink is going to topple all these established diversified drinks companies? And another thing, let's look back at that list of billionaires that Jake brought up. Only 3 of them on that list became billionaires from selling physical products. We're talking Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and of course Michael Jordan. Tesla, iPhones, and Jordans. Logan thinks he's going to compete with those guys selling a drink? Oh man, these guys are peak cringe. Have they not heard of George Clooney's tequila company or Conor McGregor's Proper 12, 50 Cent's vitamin water? What about Beats by Dre or Ryan Reynolds' soccer team and even Kylie Jenner's cosmetics company? The list goes on and on. It's all been done before. There's nothing new here. So as much as Logan and Jake think Prime is some original genius business idea, it's just some average product with an old business model and a stupid corporate structure. Oh man, I've been wanting to get that off my chest for ages. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that breakdown. Drop a comment below, let me know what you guys think, and I'll pin the best one. Don't forget to subscribe as well so you get all my videos in your feed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
I think I'm the most bored person in the world.
No way.
And that's why I just like constantly need like to do something or like am f***ing around. And when I get really bored, I get so silly and weird. I think I might have already broken.
We come out of the turn one, and we just sprint. Wow. Acceleration pulls your body to the back of the seat.
I was doing donuts and it said like after it was like escape, go to dealer, escape, go to dealer.
You know, you're supposed to break those in before you like do Really?